they said it was just a game, just fiction. But what if cyberpsychosis isn't that far off?
In Cyberpunk 2077, Chrome isn't just fashion, it's freedom, power, control. Until one day, it takes over.
In Night City, cyberpsychosis is a glitch in humanity, a tragic fate that befalls those who overmod their own flesh. But behind the neon dystopia, there's a deeper truth hiding in plain sight. The science of brain-computer interfaces, sensory overload, and identity collapse is not science fiction. It's science, right now. In this video, we're going to break down the real cognitive risks of a world racing toward neural implants, memory hacks, and the blurred line between man and machine. This is not about the future. It's about the direction we're already moving in. In the cyberpunk universe, cyberpsychosis is a documented condition. Here's how it works. A person installs too many cybernetic augmentations. Their sense of identity begins to degrade. Their empathy collapses, replaced by paranoia, violence, and emotional numbness. The human brain, unable to cope with artificial inputs, dissociates from reality. In the tabletop RPGs, this is represented by something called humanity loss. Every implant costs you a piece of your soul. And when that meter hits zero, you don't just become dangerous. You stop being you. But in psychology, the word cyberpsychosis doesn't officially exist in modern diagnostic manuals, but it maps almost one-to-one with several real-world conditions. 1. Depersonalization derealization disorder, a breakdown in the sense of self, often triggered by trauma or neurological instability. People feel disconnected from their body, surroundings, or identity. 2. Schizophrenia spectrum psychosis, often associated with hallucinations, paranoia, and a disrupted perception of reality, especially when the self-other boundary breaks down. 3. AI-induced psychosis, an emerging field, documented in early experimental patients using deep brain stimulation and certain closed-loop neurostimulation devices. Some reported intrusive thoughts, false memories, and identity confusion, eerily similar to what we'd call cyberpsychosis.
But what links them all? Sensory disintegration, cognitive overload, loss of agency over thoughts and emotions. The human mind evolved in a biological shell. Throw in metal, code, and constant input, and that balance breaks. In cyberpunk, we call it cyberpsychosis. In the real world, we just haven't given it that name yet.
Jack in, think, move, kill, repeat. That's the dream of every netrunner, every corpo tactician, every street samurai wired to the teeth. But here's the thing, the tech isn't fiction anymore.
Let's break it down. What actually is a BCI, a brain-computer interface? At its core, it's simple. A system that lets your brain talk to machines, and in advanced cases, lets machines talk back. The first wave, reading the brain. Back in the early 2000s, scientists proved that we could detect brain signals using non-invasive EEGs. Thoughts create electrical activity, electrodes pick it up, software decodes it. Fast forward to now, people with severe paralysis can move robotic arms, type, or even browse the internet using nothing but their thoughts. That's not science fiction, that's clinical reality in 2025. 2. The second wave, writing to the brain. Here's where things start to feel cyberpunk. Modern BCIs aren't just listening to neurons, they're talking back, stimulating memory regions, rewriting motor functions, and even implanting artificial sensations like feeling heat, pressure, or sound.
Neuralink, backed by Elon Musk, already created a chip that can record and stimulate over 1,000 brain channels at once. And DARPA, they've been funding tech that could allow soldiers to communicate silently via neural intent. A silent ops squad with shared thoughts? That's not just possible, it's funded. 3. The ethical fallout. See, the moment we stimulate the brain, not just read from it, but write to it, we cross a line. You're no longer you entirely. You're part code, part Cortex, and that's where the risk of identity erosion begins. In Cyberpunk 2077, V is constantly battling software, malware, and Johnny's engram for control of his own mind. Today, patients report settled changes too, in memory, emotions, even beliefs. It's not always violent. Sometimes it's just quiet decay.
But is cyberpsychosis possible yet? Not in the way it looks in the game. No one's sprinting down hallways, tearing through walls after installing a neural port. But the groundwork is being laid. Real-time emotional manipulation via deep brain stimulation, memory enhancement chips being tested on animals, and neural links that let your brain stream data live. And when the brain becomes the battleground for software updates, sooner or later, something's gonna crash.
We are our memories, our first love, the taste of our mother's food, the sound of our name on someone else's lips. Take that away, rewrite it, or inject something that never happened, and you've just rewritten the person.
In Cyberpunk 2077, this isn't just a plot device, it's a warning. Neural augmentation equals sensory augmentation. Let's say you replace your eyes. You no longer see the world the way a human does. You zoom, you switch to infrared, you scan for danger, you filter people's faces through threat detection overlays. Eventually, you stop seeing the world as real. You see it as data. And when you view people as code, you might start treating them like code. This is called perceptual alienation, a term used in cognitive psychology to describe how altering sensory input can slowly alter empathy, behavior, and self-perception. It's no coincidence that many cyberpsychosis cases in the lore begin with sensory mods. You don't just change how you see, you change who you are.
2. Memory manipulation, from therapy to dissociation. In 2020's real-world labs, scientists can already suppress traumatic memories, stimulate forgotten experiences, and even implant false positive emotions linked to neutral events. Now, scale that up. Add custom happy childhood packages. Inject love memories of someone you never met. Remove a mistake that once defined you. That's not healing, that's identity editing. It feels therapeutic until your sense of cause and effect collapses. What if you remember fighting in a war you never joined, or falling in love with a ghost? In Cyberpunk, brain dances already let you feel other people's lives. Full sensory VR simulations, downloadable emotions, complete experiences stored like video files. At first, it's thrilling. Eventually, you lose track of which memories are yours. Right now, we're not uploading lives into people's heads, but we are building therapeutic VR systems that overlay false context onto real memory, AI voice models that speak to patients as lost loved ones, and emotion-enhanced media designed to feel more real than your life. Every day, the line between real experience and designed experience gets blurrier, and when the human brain can't tell the difference, it believes both.
You install an optical implant to improve targeting. Then you notice your reflexes can't keep up, so you upgrade your nervous system. Now your muscles feel sluggish, so you get synthetic muscle weave. Now your skin tears under the pressure, so you armor it. But now you don't feel anything.
And that's when it starts.
The loop begins with one fix. This is known as a compensatory behavior spiral. You try to fix a problem by introducing a solution that creates another problem, which you then try to fix again. Each implant solves something. Each implant breaks something. And now you're trapped. Cyberpsychosis often starts not from trauma, but from this loop of just one more mod. The first implant is about improvement. The fifth is about keeping your mind together.
Every modification alters the body schema. The human brain has a system called the body schema, a subconscious map of your physical form. When you lose a limb, people experience phantom limb pain because their brain still expects that body part to exist. Now imagine adding extra limbs, retractable weapons, hidden implants under the skin, sensory organs not found in biology. Your brain doesn't know what you are anymore. In neuroscience, this causes identity destabilization. The body no longer matches the self, and your self no longer trusts the body. That disconnect breeds derealization, dissociation, aggression, and mental collapse. You look in the mirror and see a stranger, but that stranger still moves when you move.
The more you modify, the less you tolerate being human. This is the hedonic treadmill on chrome. The more cyberware you get, the more flawed your natural body feels. You start resenting your own humanity. Why do I need to sleep? Why do I get tired? Why can't I be perfect all the time? It's not enhancement anymore, it's self-loathing. And self-loathing breeds dependency. You keep upgrading to silence the disgust, but it never stops, because the thing you're running from is still you.
External fixes for internal pain. Psychologically, this entire loop is tied to identity insecurity. You believe, if I change enough, I'll feel right inside. But identity doesn't come from hardware. It comes from integration, from accepting all your parts, not replacing them. Yet in Cyberpunk, no one tells you that. The Ripper Docs say Chrome makes you better. The Corps say you are the product. And by the time your soul is screaming, your warranty has expired.
Right now, in 2025, we already see the modification loop. Filter dysmorphia, people getting surgery to match their Snapchat face, bioenhancement FOMO, fear of being left behind by tech, neuropharma loops, stacking stimulants to fix focus lost from the previous stack. It's already here. The tech isn't the danger. The mindset is.
Welcome to the cognitive fracture. Johnny Silverhand is not just an edgy ghost. He's a metaphor for a psychological phenomenon called ego dissociation.
Johnny is an intrusion of the other self. In neuroscience, there's a condition known as identity fragmentation, often linked to PTSD, dissociative identity disorder, severe trauma response, or neurodegeneration. Johnny appears after V undergoes an extreme brain trauma, the relic implant. Their mind can't fully reject him. Their brain is literally hosting two consciousnesses. This is not metaphorical. This is neural parasitism. But what does it represent in real-life terms?
The battle of selves equals internalized conflict. He wants to burn the world, you want to survive in it. Psychologically, Johnny is the rage V never expressed, the rebellion they never acted on. He's an archetype, the Jungian shadow made digital. Carl Jung described the shadow self as the part of us we suppress. Our violence, our shame, our fury, our unmet desires. Johnny is V's shadow, brought to the surface with no filter. In therapy, we try to integrate the shadow, understand it, not fight it. But in Cyberpunk, you're in a war with it. When you silence your demons, they scream. When you listen to them, they whisper.
Cognitive science, when memory isn't yours anymore.
The relic chip that holds Johnny doesn't just store information, it overwrites, slowly replacing V's personality with Johnny's. In real-world terms, this is close to
Alzheimer's disease, neuroprosthetic identity interference, or confabulation, inserting false memories into the self-narrative. The terrifying part? Johnny thinks he's you, and soon, so do you.
The philosophical weight. What makes you, you? Johnny forces V and the player to ask the ultimate question. Are you your body? Are you your memories? Are you the decisions you make, or the ones made for you? In cognitive science, this is called the continuity problem. If all your memories are replaced, are you still you? If your personality changes, but your name stays the same, is that enough? Johnny is the death of continuity. He is the loudest reminder that consciousness is fragile, and the self, well, it's just a temporary consensus between brain regions.
Johnny isn't a villain. He's a warning. He is everything we repress in the name of survival. He is what happens when your trauma gets a body, when your anger finds a voice, when your shadow gets uploaded. He is not a glitch. He is you without the mask.
Cyberpsychosis is closer than you think. This isn't just fiction. Cyberpunk 2077 wasn't just neon and chaos. It was a mirror, showing us the cracks we already have, the mods we chase to feel whole, the voices we ignore until they scream, the humanity we trade for convenience. Cyberpsychosis isn't coming. It's already here, in prototype. The only difference, right now, you can still log off.